Yo, what is up YouTube? We are back again with another zombie video, and in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at all the new updates, not really updates, but information that we got about Vanguard zombies today, about the perks and the tiers, if the tiers are coming back, the pack-a-punch, the rarity of weapons, everything, how it all works. We're going to go through it in this video. Let's get right into it. If you guys are not already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button because I post zombies tips, tricks, and guides every single week and you do not want to miss it. Also, you can follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. Links to those will be in the description below. Alright, so we have a lot of new information that just came out today. A lot of new information that's going to shed a lot of new light onto this game mode and answer pretty much a lot of questions that we already have about this, but let's dive straight into it. But they start off this blog by telling us about the artifacts, which as we know, they are field upgrades, and we're pretty much starting off with 4 of them, all of what we already know and we've played with in Cold War. But that's going to be Ether Shroud, Energy Mind, Ring of Fire, and Frost Blast. But moving on to the big one, they go more in detail of the Altar of Covenants. Now, if you guys haven't watched previous videos and you're just now learning about this, essentially you can collect these hearts from doing objectives in game. And once you collect the hearts, you can spend them here for tiers, and the tiers are pretty much perks or ammo mods, but they essentially are telling us now that there are 11 base versions that we can get. I mean, for instance, we have Bloodlust, which melee attacks do more damage and heal you. We've seen that as a tier upgrade in Cold War. We got Resurrection, revive allies faster. We've actually seen that in a tier on a perk. We got Brain Rot. We know what that is. That's an ammo mod, but we're starting off with 11 of these, right? But that's not it, because as you guys can see in this picture here, there's different rarities. So there's not necessarily 11, but there's 32, because each one of these 11 covenants that you can choose from, they have 3 different tier rarities. So we got epic, we've got rare, and we've got legendary. Now, every time you complete an objective, the rarity of these are randomized and you can swap them out at your own choice, but you can only carry 3 at a time. But now the difference between the rare and the legendary comes like this. Like for instance, Cold Weak, it deals 50% damage to slowed or stunned enemies, but the legendary version can deal a whopping plus 100%, which is 50% more than the regular damage on slowed enemies, but an additional 100% critical damage. So they will all have their own tiers. Unfortunately, this is going to be RNG related, but they'll all have their own separate tiers. So you do have to constantly go through the rounds to hopefully get higher tiers of these abilities, but they all will have 3 extra abilities, not necessarily different. It could just be a higher percentage of damage, but nonetheless, this is pretty cool because that gives us 32 total, and the amount they can add every single season is pretty much limitless. But moving right along, this is the big one. They're talking about the perks, and I don't know if this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. I'll let you guys be the decider of that. But to me, this is cool, but it also has its drawbacks. But okay, let's talk about the upgradable perks. First and foremost, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perks that we'll be starting this game off with. Now, they all pretty much, like Fiendish Fortitude, increase health. We've seen that in a perk. We all know that. Diabolic Damage, increase critical damage. You guys should be able to call that out easily. Venomous Vigor, boost health regeneration speed. Stamina up, yeah. Demonic Frenzy, boost reload speed. Ethereal Haste, boost movement speed. So yeah, we have seen all these. So essentially, it's going to be Quick Revive, Deadshot, Juggernog, Stamina Up, and Speed Cola. That's pretty much what we'll be starting off with, but we don't have the tiers, as you guys can obviously tell. But now here's the kicker, okay? They do have tiers. They have 4 tiers total, but they're not upgradable like we're used to in Cold War outside of the game. Here is the huge change we're going to be seeing in this game mode too, is you have to upgrade them in-game, in-match. Now, biggest difference in this is the tier 1, it's free. That's right, when you unlock it, it is 100% free to purchase, and you can have all of the perks at the same time. Now, if you get downed with your tier 1 perk, you keep it. You actually don't lose it. So they're allowing you to not only get the perks for free once you unlock them, but you keep them if you go downed. But now here's the thing, is you get to buy these tiers at your choosing, but tier 2 costs 2,500 essence, right? Tier 3 cost 5,000 essence, and tier 4 costs 7,500 essence. Now, this isn't like you can't just buy tier 4 and just skip the rest of them. You have to upgrade them consistently. That means if you want to have all the perks in the game at launch to tier 4, you're going to have 75,000 essence. Now, essentially, that is what you pay almost for all the perks we have currently in Cold War, but this is just the launch perks. I mean, we're going to get perks every single season. Well, maybe not every single season, but we're going to see maybe 3-4 more perks. So that could push the potential from going to 75,000 to almost 200,000 points just to have tier 4 and all of the perks. And not only do you have to buy your tier upgrades now, but if you go down, you lose all of them down to tier 1. So I'm assuming there's going to be a bar, just like you'd go down in the normal zombies game in Cold War, where you can see your perks degrading away. You pretty much see your tiers on here just degrading away just like that. But essentially, yes, once you go down, you will go down to your base version 1 tier perks, and you'll have to pay the full 75,000 points to go back to get all tier 4 upgrades again. We're going to talk about the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now, this is a huge loss in my opinion. For one, obviously you're not buying ammo mods from the Pack-a-Punch machine, we've seen that, but they're changing the tier 1 Pack-a-Punch from 2,500 essence to 7,500 essence. But they're tripling the price. I mean, I guess they gotta correct for inflation, but dadgum. And that, here's the worst part about it. The price doesn't even bother me. We don't have weapon tiers anymore. By tiers, I mean the rarities. Like you have legendary, you have rare, you have epic. Instead, they come along with your Pack-a-Punch tiers. So for instance, when you start off in the game, your weapon rarity is just gonna be white, which is just unpacked. And then at tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, it becomes rare or blue, and then purple, which is epic, you'll get at tier 2, and then legendary you'll get at tier 3. So realistically, you don't get that extra benefit of upgrading your rarity of your weapons. But I mean, they do emphasize though that the mystery box will be able to drop different rarities, and killing the elite bosses in this also will drop different rarities or Pack-a-Punch versions of the weapons. So, I mean, just count it out. There's no rarities. They're just throwing these colors in here to keep us happy instead of the Pack-a-Punch numbers, just combining them together. Do they serve a purpose? Probably not, but we have different colored weapons now. Just, I don't know why. But anyways, yeah, if you start off, you will start off with the white version, the unpacked version. And the only way you can upgrade them is either through Pack-a-Punching or picking up higher Pack-a-Punched weapons out of the mystery box or from boss kills. And I mean, yeah, they're just pretty much adding a color to the Pack-a-Punch. But moving right along to pretty much, I mean, sort of what we know already, but when you go into these special maps, these, I guess you could say rounds that are away from the hub, you get to choose 1 out of 3, but when you choose one, you go into it, they emphasize so much that every game is different because you have different objectives, but not only will you have different objectives, but different sections of the maps will be cut off. And as an example for this, as they say, one match you might go into the Shinonuma map and you might only be able to hold out in a small hallway, or maybe it's out in the swamps, or possibly they say you could go into another one into the hut and you might have access to both main floors of the hut. I mean, it's the same map, but it's just a different experience, I suppose. But moving right along to the last one is they talk more in detail about season 1. Unfortunately, no hint or any reference towards a new, or not, I can't even say new, towards our first round-based map. Instead, they do let us know that we'll be getting new objectives, additional covenants, new weapons, and zombie seasonal challenges, and a holiday-themed update. So, just as we've seen in Cold War, we will be getting a Christmas event here in Vanguard Zombies. That's going to take some adjusting to not say Cold War anymore. Players will also encounter some other surprise elements later in Season 1 that will set the stage for upcoming main quests. So just an outbreak where we had a main quest that went on to the next season, we'll probably be seeing the same thing here. Hopefully, I mean, I'm praying, hopefully, this main quest will be a lead up to our first round-based map. I don't know, I want one. They don't say anything about any kind of round-based features coming into this new game mode that we're seeing at launch, since we're not getting a round-based map. In the end though, they did go into greater detail about a lot of the stuff, the perks, the covenant system, all that fun stuff, but they gave us no information when it comes to round-based maps, so I don't know if we'll be getting one anytime soon, or honestly, if we'll be getting one. I'm assuming we will. It just sounds like the smart decision on Treyarch's end, but that's not guaranteed. but hopefully we get one soon. And the other big question I have is, in this new game mode, do the zombies spawn unlimited, almost like round base, as you hold out and you have the option to leave? Or maybe you're pushed out, sort of like on Forsaken where the zombies get harder. Maybe they eventually just push you out. Or is it going to be just like Outbreak, where once you've killed off the zombies, there's no more zombies, so you're forced to leave because there's nothing to do? I'm really hoping it's more towards the first one, because I would like the option that if I find a good map with a good, pretty much being unlocked, like how they said in Shinonuma, where you can unlock the first and second floor, to be able to hold out in a section of there that has good spawn rooms and good windows that spawn the zombies in quickly, that we can just grind through the XP and get our camos unlocked on the weapons, because everybody knows they want to unlock those new camos when the game comes out. And honestly, trying to unlock camos in Outbreak, if we never had a round base, sounds almost impossible. So hopefully we see something cool that we didn't cover here in this vlog, but only a couple days, guys, couple days. So y'all make sure you're subscribed, because I'll be covering everything there is to know about Vanguard zombies. And until next time, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.